Paltrocast.
Steve, aside from talking to this jabroni over here, how's your day going?
Good. At least you know your place.
And what, 5 days
I'm
until
joking.
Victory Road when you embarrass Josh? Is it 4 or 5?
3.
3. Okay.
That's this Friday. This Friday, Victory Road up in White Plains, live on Fight.
So you, your origins are Rutherford, New Jersey, or were you just born around there?
From Rutherford, New Jersey.
That's got to be only, what, 6 miles from White Plains?
No, it's a little far. I think it's about an hour or so. Not too.
No.
Maybe, I don't know. 45. I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like 6 miles, but it takes you an hour and a half to get there due to bad bridges and tunnels.
Yeah, probably.
So it probably feels like a hometown show for you.
Yes, I've been bugging just Lou and everybody and Scott Demore. When are we going back to Jersey? When are we going back to New York? When are we going to Boston? When are we go up in the Northeast area? Just because the wrestling crowd is just thriving for that, and they love that, and that's one of those areas. I want to work near home, so get friends and family to come too. So I'm looking forward to White Plains, especially with me and Josh, and then the 1000th episode just for family to come and see, and it's gonna be fun to have my parents there to watch me and them both wrestle.
So no one can boo you at this show. You could do anything you want, and no one can boo you.
The only person will probably be cheering me in the building is my mom. My dad will be booing me.
You also mentioned Impact 1000. Do you know what match or matches you're going to be having at that?
Not at this time, but it's one of those cards where things are still kind of just getting leaked out there for what's going on for that episode, and I'm looking forward to it just for the nostalgia, all the returning stars from the past, and then get to mix in with the future of what Impact is and what it's going to be. So I'm highly looking forward to it.
Do I have it correct? Team 3D, Gail Kim, the Beautiful People,
Awesome.
Yeah,
it's getting up there, and it's going to be cool to see everybody coming back, and looking forward to my wife possibly standing toe to toe with Gail in the ring. That'll be kind of cool to see, and a cool moment. Two of the very best of the Impact women from the past and the present.
So my research about how far Rutherford, New Jersey is to White Plains, New York may not be fully correct, but I think my research is correct that you're one of only 34 people to hold the world title in Impact. Is that what you've heard?
In general?
Yeah.
I don't really keep up with numbers like that. I just know I was a world champion, but that's pretty cool to be one of the 34.
To say that the company only trusts about 34 people to be the face of the company, and you're one of the 34, that has to be pretty pleasing.
No, it's very good. It just shows the trust they had in me at that time, and then obviously with injury and losing to Shelley by a turnbuckle pad hit or exposed turnbuckle in my head kind of cost me. So things happen, but it is cool to know that they had a little bit of trust and faith in me. Somebody finally did.
Well, to Shelley's credit, he, unless I'm wrong, he has the best musical taste of anybody on the Impact roster.
He is up there. He's got a wide range of music too. We chat with that here and there behind the scenes, but it's fun to just talk that. And Kazarian's another one to chat with. Frankie, he loves his Metallica, and just he was sending videos the other week him at seeing Metallica out in San Jose. So.
Wow. Okay. What's the last concert? Random question here. It has nothing to do with Impact 1000, anything like that. What's the last concert that you actually went to?
Dee and I went down to Tampa at the Hard Rock. We saw Aaron Lewis ran his acoustic show, so it was awesome. Love him, love Stained, love his country music, but yeah, Aaron Lewis, he puts on a hell of a show, man.
I got to see him with Stained a couple of weeks ago. He's one of those people, almost like a wrestling heel, where the persona on camera has nothing to do with the real guy. That you see is a laughing kind of guy who has trouble, keeping a straight face.
Yeah. He just to say his first show, which is very laid back and chill, just him and his two guys sitting on stage talking, just BSing with the crowd, and then getting into a song, BSing with the crowd, getting it just it's good. It's a good show. If you ever get to go a chance to go see him, please go see him.
Did you get the special VIP treatment being former military?
No, we set up in the back, up on like the angle so we could see everything.
The next Aaron Lewis show you go to, I think you'll get special treatment if you let them know that you're military. Free advice right there.
Okay, good to know.
Okay, so back to you and Impact. Being the world champion is generally the gold standard and everything, but a lot of people then have that Grand Slam champion kind of mentality. Is that you? Do you eventually want to have held everything like the tag titles?
If at some point that does come up, that'd be great for the timing purposes. But right now, my focus is on Josh and then getting back to the Impact World title. Whether that'll still be Shelley at Bound for Glory or not, I don't know what's going on in the few months. But right now, my target, and like I said, Josh is my high value target. I don't just go after regular targets anymore. I only go after high value targets where it gets me to championship gold, and that's what you're going to see at Victory Road with Josh and I, where it's the two of the very best that I feel in Impact Wrestling, myself and Josh included, where we get to put our pride on the line and show the world what Impact Wrestling is, especially for the future, what Impact Wrestling is, title or not. And I think this is a match where the title doesn't even have to be involved because this match is bigger than the title right now. And this is the match that people wanted at Rebellion this past year. It's a match I wanted, and it's time to go show the world what I'm capable of. And it puts a lot of pressure on my back to do that too.
For most people, being on weekly television and looking cool would be enough. In your case, are you still going for the psychology degree?
Yes. Actually, I have a history class and then what's my other? I forgot what my psychology class is. Development and mental something this semester. So still trying to finish up and juggle that around with wrestling world as well. So it's fun. I get to study the atomic bomb for my project this year for History 200. So looking forward to that. Good thing my wife's a history major.
Does mastering ring psychology help you at all with a psychology degree?
No. If anything, it allowed just life experience, especially with the discussions in school. Now that we're getting off subject for wrestling, but for the psychology of it, like just life experiences and discussions and talking with classmates weekly, those where my mentally goes, like from comparing experiences in the military or in wrestling and dealing with people from around the world culturally. Like really, it's kind of funny how it just gives you those tools in life.
I think a new nickname for you should be the pension collector, because if you're doing military, eventually we can see you in some kind of psychology field. Then you get the residuals from wrestling. You could be, Stevie.
Kind of like a legend killer, but I just take everybody's pensions away. I go after all the legends' pensions. I don't have to do anything physical to them. I just go after their money.
That works for me, and I don't want any credit. Just
actually, it's not a bad idea. I go after old tweets or things that they've said in interviews, and then I just take away and cancel them and get their pension. There's the storyline right there.
Yeah, I would watch that every week and twice on Sunday. But back to you here. So to recap what I've learned here, kind of a hometown show coming up in a couple of days and over the course of the weekend. When you win, does that make you #1 contender to the world title?
I would think so. I don't know what else is going on. I know Shelley and Sabin have the Rascals for the tag titles, and there's no title on the line there. They have their own. Hopefully, maybe the Motor I can't even talk. Motor City Machine Guns get back all the gold. Who knows? But to me, with me and Josh, that's just I think we're the two guys, and that'll just show who the #1 contender comes out of this. And we'll see. That's up to Scott D'Amore as well. I know he's not a big fan of me, but he's a big fan of Josh. So we'll see.
Who is Scott D'Amore a fan of?
I said Josh. That's his guy. Any Team Canada, that's where I kind of go to. Anybody that was Team Canada, that's who he takes care of, and that's on his side.
That's about it, but it just seems like he keeps getting hated by everyone on the roster because they're not getting a title shot. They're not Canadian. He just has a lot of reasons to hate people, it seems.
I guess that's management, I guess, everywhere you go.
Well, 2 quick questions and then I'll let you go. And the first one is there an Impact gimmick match that you haven't had the chance to compete in that's on your bucket list? The reason I'd ask that, a couple days ago when I interviewed Courtney Rush, she had her list of gimmick matches that she wanted to be part of. I asked if the reverse battle royal was on that list, and she wasn't opposed to it.
Did that one already at Slammiversary 2 years ago. I would say either Lockdown or Monsters Ball would be my 2 go-tos.
Student of the game. Well, last question before I let you go. Besides Impact every week on Access TV, what's a show that we should be watching? Do you have any TV recommendations, you and D?
Right now, not so much TV. We've been binging Shameless on Netflix. I don't know if everybody's watched Shameless. It's been around for a while, and now we're finally just getting through it. So Shameless is our #1, and we're still waiting on Yellowstone coming back. So we'll see how that goes.
1883, do you watch that as well, or just
loved it? So was 1923, or was it 19? Yeah, was it 1923? Yeah, 1920 with Harrison Ford.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. I just knew about the one
Oh,
that Eric
Go
Nelson.
on Paramount. Check it out. It's another
Paramount.
good show.
Also home of the Tulsa King, the best worst show on television.
Is it really?
Well,
Is it one of those shows that's bad, but you still watch it?
Stallone's like 75 and he's beating everybody up. They're
Well,
all
it's Stallone. Stallone. Like, come on, you can't go wrong there.
best
I
worst
believe.
show on TV.
I'd let him kick my ass.
Can I end it right there? That's the greatest closing. The bottom line is, Steve, thank you for your time. Looking forward to you being champion again, and just keep up all the greatness and impact.
No, thank you for having me on. And if you're tuning in this Friday on Fight, please and thank you. It's going to be one hell of a card, top to bottom, and then we got the 1000th episode coming up. And very much looking forward to all this nostalgia there. I can't talk today. Sorry.
It's
all the nostalgia going on there. Yeah, if you don't follow me at Steve Maclin, Twitter and Instagram, Shop Impact Deals store. I have my Slam Buddy there, and also Pro Wrestling Tees. I have my shirts there as well, especially my new Front Towards Enemy. So check it out, and hopefully you tune in and see some of the best pro wrestling there is in the world. That is Impact Wrestling.
Paltrocast.